Hello everyone. I hope you are doing fine. My name is Vivek Kumar and today I am going to discuss about foreign currency derivatives. In this video, I will be covering some crucial instruments of financial derivatives, their types, their functions with a suitable example. I will also discuss about various type of traders in the market. Let's begin. So, first we need to understand what are derivatives. These are the financial instruments, the price of which is determined by the value of an underlying asset. These underlying asset can be anything like a commodity, a foreign currency, share, index, interest rate. So our main focus will be on foreign currency derivatives whose payoff depends on the foreign exchange rate of two or more currencies. These instruments are commonly used for currency speculation, arbitrage, or for hedging foreign exchange risk. Specific foreign exchange derivative include foreign currency future, forward contract, currency swaps, and currency options. These instruments are called derivatives because their value is derived from an underlying asset, which is a foreign currency. If we talk about the types of traders, we have the three major type of traders here: hedgers, speculators, and arbitrageurs. Hedgers are the one who use different market to minimize or eliminate a particular risk that they face from the potential future movement in the market. Let's say a hedger can take up protection against foreign exchange exposure and minimize their losses by taking appropriate position through hedging with the help of currency derivative. The next one is speculator. Uh, the investor who bet on future direction of a market variable, either they bet that the price of an asset will go up or down. For example, a speculator thinks that the British pound strengthens relative to US dollar over the next 2 months, so he can purchase British pound in the spot price and sold it later, or can enter into a long position. We have arbitrages. They trade in two different markets or exchange. Their aim is to lock in a riskless profit by simultaneously entering into transaction in two or more markets. In India, suppose a share or a stock is traded at a rupees 100 on NSE and at rupees 98 on BSE. Now a trader can lock a profit of rupees 2 by buying from BSE and selling at NSE. So these were the major kind of traders. From now on, we will be focusing on various instruments that are used in currency derivatives. Forward and future contract. Both of the contracts are similar in nature because they are an agreement to buy or sell an asset for a certain price at a certain future time. But there are certain differences. For example, a forward contract is traded in the OTC market. That means over the counter market. And there is no standardized contract or standard delivery agreements between the parties. A single delivery date is usually specified and the contract is usually held to the end of its life and then settled. So you can say that the counterparty default risk is high in case of forward contract. But in future, it is a standardized contract traded on an exchange, and the range of delivery date is usually specified. It is settled daily and usually closed out prior to maturity. Let's consider an example of forward and future foreign currency contracts from the perspective of a US investor. The underlying asset is 1 unit of the foreign currency. Suppose an investor start with 1000 units of foreign currency. So there are two ways of converting the 1000 units of foreign currency to dollars at a time t. Say S0 is the spot exchange rate, F0 is the forward exchange rate, and R and RF are the dollar and foreign risk-free rates. So one way is by investing it for T years at a risk-free rate and entering into a forward contract to sell the proceeds for dollar at time T. This generate this amount of dollar at T years. while the other way is by exchanging foreign currency for dollar in spot market and investing the proceeds for T years at a rate R. This generates this much amount of dollar. So in absence of arbitrage opportunity, the two strategies must give the same results. This one. And the relationship between forward exchange rate and spot exchange rate is given by this formula. Currency options. Options are traded both on exchange and in the OTC market. It gives the buyer, or we can say the holder of a contract, a right but not an obligation to buy or sell a currency in future. The option contracts are fundamentally different from futures and forward contract because in that case the two parties have committed themselves to some action, but here in options there are no such kind of obligations involved. The holder may or may not exercise their contract. In general, we have two type of option, the call option and put option. Call option gives the holder the right to buy the underlying asset by a certain due date for a certain price, where in put option, it gives the holder the right to sell the underlying asset by a certain date for a certain price. And there are payoffs associated with both call and put option. But before moving further, we need to understand the terminologies used in option contract. Buyer of an option is the one who, by paying the option premium, buys the right but not an obligation to exercise his option on the seller or writer. While on the other hand, we have the writer of an option who receives the premium, and thereby there is an obligation to sell or buy the asset if the buyer exercises on him. Option premium is the price which the option buyer pays to the option seller. In the expiration date, it is the date specified in the option contract, and it is also known as exercise date, strike date, or maturity. While strike price is the price specified in the option contract and is also known as exercise price. If we talk about the nature of an option contract, we have American option and European option. American options, these can be exercised at any time up to the expiration date, and European options, these can be exercised on only on the expiration date itself. In the money option, the option which leads to a positive cash flow to the holder if it were exercised immediately. In case of call, the spot price should be greater than the strike price, and in case of put, the spot price should be less than the strike. At the money option is option which would lead to a zero cash flow. That means the strike price will be equal to spot price. Out of the money option is the one which would lead to a negative cash flow. Like in case of call, the spot price is less than the strike price, and in put, the spot price is greater than the strike price. Let's try to understand the option payoffs. Here we can see that we have two graphical representation, long call and short call. What does it mean? The long call basically indicates the buyer of an option who has taken a long position and will be paying the option price or premium, while on the other hand, the short call represent the writer of an option who will be receiving the option premium. On the y-axis we have profit and loss, and the strike price is represented on the x-axis, while k is the break-even point and x is the strike price at the time of the contract. Let's take an example to understand currency call payoff. Suppose there is an Indian company undertaking a project in US and will receive revenue in foreign currency, that is dollar. So the company wishes to protect itself against any adverse movement in the currency rate. So it will be protecting itself from a rising on account of appreciation of local currency, that is Indian rupee, against dollar. So in that case, the company will purchase a currency option. In other words, they will hold a long position. Let's say the company is expecting to receive the payment in next 3 months and the spot rate is 73 rupees, which means $1 is equal to 73. So by entering into a long call position with a strike price of 73 here and expiration of 3 months, the Indian company has covered its risk of fall in the price of foreign currency. So now if the dollar strengthens in the given period of time, the company will benefit from the strong currency. Now you can see the green line here, it represents the profit for the buyer of the option because he is getting benefited from the foreign currency appreciation and will exercise its contract by paying the premium. While on the other hand the short position holder, we can say the seller, is receiving the premium, and here the red line represents that it is incurring a loss because of the foreign currency appreciation. And here the K is the break even point. That means if the future spot price exceeds the strike price which was previously mentioned in the contract, it will be a gain for the buyer and it will be a loss for the seller because the contract is being exercised. However, if the foreign currency got weaker compared to the Indian rupee, that means the home currency is being appreciated. The company will not exercise its option contract. It will ensure that the transaction is done on the strike price, which was 73 specified in the contract before the maturity date, and pays the premium. And on the other side, the writer of the contract, who has taken the short position, he will be gaining the premium. Currency put option payoff. It enables the buyer of the option to exercise its right to sell the currency pair at the pre-specified strike price on or before the expiration date. Such options are entered into with the intent to benefit from the decrease in the price of uh, currency pair. So let's take the same example, but this time the Indian company will have to pay in US dollar. So it will protect itself on an account of depreciation of local currency by entering into a long put option with a strike price of 73 and expiration of 3 months. The company has covered itself from the risk of a rise in the price of foreign currency. So here, in case if the domestic currency got appreciated, the long position holder, the buyer of the option, would exercise his contract by paying a premium, and this green line represents its profit. While on the other hand, the short position holder will receive the premium, and this red line represents the loss because the contract was being exercised by the buyer. But however, if the domestic currency got depreciated, then in that case the company will not exercise its option contract. It will ensure that the transaction is done on the previous strike price specified in the contract before the maturity, and it will pay the premium and incur a loss. While on the other hand, the short position holder, it will be a profit. So the last instrument in this presentation is currency swaps. A swap is a contract through which two parties exchange the cash flows or liabilities from two different financial instruments. A currency swap involves exchanging principal and fixed interest payment on a loan in one currency for a principal and fixed rate interest payment on one equal loan in another currency. Let's make it simple. Suppose American MNC company A may wish to expand its operation in Brazil. Simultaneously, a Brazilian company company B is seeking entrance in a US market. So there are some typical financial problems that both the company facing in the respective economies. Like company A and B might be subject to higher interest rate because the cost of borrowing in international market is unreasonably high. But these companies have a comparative advantage of taking out loans from their domestic bank. So, company A could hypothetically take out a loan from an American bank, let's say 4%, and company B can borrow from its local institution at 5%. So, company A will borrow the funds that company B needs from an American bank, while company B, which is in Brazil, borrow the funds that company A requires. So both company have effectively taken out loan for the other company and the loans are then swapped. The loan amount which has been taken by both the companies may differ because of the exchange rate, which is 1.60 Brazilian real for every dollar. So Brazilian company will receive $100 million from American counterpart in exchange of 160 million Brazilian real. Company A now holds the fund required in real while company B is in a position of USD. However, both companies have to pay interest on the loans to their respective domestic banks in the original borrowed currency. At last, I would like to say that foreign exchange derivatives can allow investor to engage in risk avoidance to keep value, but also can earn profit through speculation. This kind of specific duality makes derivative more uncontrollable. Thus, foreign exchange derivative products can be risky while rewardable. Thank you and have a nice day.